family, it's Michelle Visage. Welcome back to another episode of Whatcha, Packin. Joining me here in studio is the one and only Miz Cracker.
Hello, Michelle. How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Are you super happy?
I am very happy. Yeah. You know, it's me, so it's like a complicated happiness, but it's like I'm very proud.
We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
We kind of deconstructed a little bit of Cracker's brain.
Yeah.
What do you think that's all about?
Well, there's always trouble, you know, and so...
With a capital T.
With a capital T. And I think that whenever you've had a troubled life, as soon as something wonderful happens, you get that flinch. I think you get gun shy.
You expect the other shoe to drop.
You're like, okay, when's the other shoe gonna drop? And I think now I'm finally learning to think within a 24-hour period, and that's it. It's a much better way to live.
The only thing you have is now. It probably took me to well into my 40s to realize, oh, I'm really wasting a lot of my time and energy. I probably lost 20 years that I could have gone way further in my life, love, and career.
Yeah.
If I hadn't spent all those hours anxiety attacking and worrying about things I cannot control.
Yeah. It actually wasn't until right before I shot the season. It wasn't until right before the competition that I finally learned it, and it was because I had a bunch of disasters. My apartment flooded and destroyed all of my childhood belongings, which I had stored in there, ruined all the apartments below me, so it ruined me financially. I had a near-death experience, I lost family members, a close loved one tried to take their lives, and I was in the hospital all the time. And everything was just going so left. I just woke up one day and I was like, oh my gosh, this could be it. You know, this could be the last day. And that was sinking in during the competition. And it was at the end that I was like, finally understanding, we're going to do today just for itself.
That's it. You can't predict what's gonna come, so you can't really plan for it.
Don't waste time.
Don't waste time. And I have to tell you, I went through that flood thing.
Yeah.
And even to this day, that happened 30 years ago. To this day, there's times where I go, oh, it's gone. I lost it in the flood. I'm so sorry about your loved one. I've gone through that. It's awful, but you are still standing and you are in this moment.
I came out of season 10 and I was like, you have to squash your self-doubt. You have to squash your stage fright. But that didn't end up being true. I kept my self-doubt and I kept my stage fright, but what I learned was to just take them aside when it was time for a challenge. I said, okay, yeah, I have stage fright and a little self-doubt, here we go, anyway. Instead of being like, oh no, I'm going into this challenge with stage fright, it's ruined already!
Stage fright's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
You have a habit of letting it get in your way.
Yeah.
But you didn't on All Stars 5.
Yeah.
It kind of tried to rear its ugly head and we bitch slapped it back down. And you did a really, really good job.
I feel like I got to show who I was, and that's what I came to Drag Race Season 10 to do, and I finally got to do it in All Stars 5, you know.
Did you feel a difference between All Stars and your season 10?
Yeah, I felt like I think especially in the stand-up comedy challenge, I felt
which you won.
Which I won. I felt like it wasn't Cracker on All Stars. It wasn't Cracker on Drag Race. It was just me as I always am. And that, I think, was the goal, to be absolutely myself so that you guys would get to see it.
Bob the Drag Queen is your drag mother?
Yes.
And I would imagine winning a comedy challenge would make her very proud.
Yes, yeah.
What did you think of the Lip Sync Assassin?
I really like that because lip syncing is obviously where I live my life as a New York City queen. So I was like, this is another place I get to be myself.
That was a tie with?
I tied with Morgan.
Morgan.
And then Roxy's body smashed me for the Ariana Grande lip sync.
All of us, we were just like...
I was like, oh, okay.
She's Roxy
like,
Andrews.
Just a Harbor Seal, girl.
It was fabulous, though. We were all going like...
Yeah. I just did a double turn, and I was like, I executed that perfectly, and I looked around, and I was like, all right. Fine, you know, she's like, juicy. I was like, okay. And then the last one, I won, but it was Reba.
Yeah.
With the Book of Genesis as the lyrics. It was just the whole thing.
Yes.
What's funny is there was this girl I hosted a show with in New York for 3 years, and every night, we would do just a mashup of our favorite stuff, and she always did that song. She was like, I know every syllable. I was like, well, that's great for you, but I'm never going to learn that because I'm never going to need to.
Shut up.
I was like, nobody's going to be performing that song except
Oh
for you.
my God.
And then it came in front of my face. I was like,
She's watching, cracking up, you know it.
yeah, oh, she
She's
definitely
like,
is.
Let's talk about your fashions.
Yes.
We'll start with the pickle, just because it was the return of Mrs. Dill, Professor Dill, with Dr. Dill.
Dr. Dill, yeah.
But you made her into Disco Dill this time.
Yeah, Disco Dill. I wanted that like great like upbeat moment because I was thinking about the great girls that came before me in All Stars, and there was a lot of very sexy tunes that were serious and seductive, and I was like, I want to give it that upbeat disco. And I wanted to reference something that people loved but not live there. And so I brought out that pickle, and being in the pickle makes me so happy.
It was a tearaway pickle.
Yeah, I mean, it's never been done.
And it will never be done again. Let's talk about this kind of Katya number.
Yeah, so I thought there was gonna be a makeover, there might be, and I was like, you just gotta have a strong concept now because the makeover has become such a big challenge.
Yeah, I agree.
I brought Trixie and Katya because they are two people that really saved me during my season when it was being seen by the world. People that reached out and said, hey, it's a hard run when you're watching yourself on TV. Keep it together, have faith. And so I wanted to like honor them in the makeover. They've meant so much to me. So
That's really sweet.
yeah.
So this one behind me.
Yes, so this is giving you Trixie. And Trixie is really the one that was like, she's like, if you have a struggle in a comedy challenge, I'm back behind you saying, I support you.
Yeah.
And I kind of followed in her footsteps with the Snatch Game as far as being like, America's comedy genius is gonna bring genius, and it's like,
Her RuPaul and
Iconic.
your Lady Gaga. Let's dissect that a little bit. Why do queens still think they should be doing Lady Gaga?
because it's like tilting at windmills. You know what I mean? She's such an icon.
Yes.
That everyone's like, I think I'm the one that can do it. That audacity is what makes drag queens, but when RuPaul, the show is named after RuPaul. When RuPaul says don't do something.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Lady Gaga, you know, I'm a stan, I love her, but she's not a crazy personality per se.
Yeah. And I realized it halfway through the Snatch Game. And
Halfway through?
Yeah, like halfway through I was like, you know, we're gonna do this, and then halfway through I was like, here we are. We are in the outfit, and the cameras are rolling. I mean, like, there's no turning back.
Did you have a good time?
Season 10 was like this, and All Stars was like this. I had the best of times and the worst of times.
Well, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Michelle.
Cracker, when I heard that you were going to be on it, I was so excited because I was like, finally, she can do what she came to tend to do.
Yeah.
And I think you've done it.
Yeah, I hope that show business brings our paths together again, because it's really an honor to work with you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
There's a lot of road to be covered, a lot of rooms to be worked.
Yes, right.
And we will do it together.
Yes.
Thank you, Cracker.
Thank you, Michelle.
And thank you all for joining me for another episode of Whatcha Packin. I'll see you next time. Do you want everything RuPaul's Drag Race at your fingertips? Then head over to YouTube now and subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race channel, and you will get all the episodes of everything you ever want, including brand new episodes of Whatcha Packin. Hi.